Yo, it's your bro Elliott Hulse here, and I got a great question for you today from our buddy Massive Action on Instagram. He goes on and says, "Yo, E, you've said in previous videos that you don't drink plain water and that you add minerals to it. What minerals do you add to your water and how much and why?" I will let you know, bro, after the show. So stick around, and I'm going to show you what I put in my water because I never drink plain water, why I drink it, how much I put in, and why you should do the same. See you then. Today's my pressing day and I'm doing things a little bit differently since I'm doing a new show and I got more time. So what I'm gonna do is instead of doing log, which is a part of the new show, I wanna use two different exercises that are like breaking down the log, right? Because you got your pick and you got your press. And so I'm gonna work on some axle pressing, but I'm gonna do superset it with K carries. K carries are super analogous to picking up that log, but then it's just holding it here and carrying it. One of the best exercises for posture. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that. 91 pounds. So this morning I'm weighing my kegs, because I like to do some keg carries with overhead presses with my wife. I'm just making sure they are what they say they are. This one's supposed to be 100, but obviously it's only, 92 it said. The cool thing about many of these kegs is that I've taken the innards out and I put this plug on it. And I can add or subtract water as I want. This one I think is a little bit too heavy. I'd like it to be around 50, maybe 60 pounds. 86, so it's almost as heavy as that one. And I need a lighter one for my wife. But the thing is with this one, is that it still has the original keg thing in it. So rather than taking all the guts out and trying to put a plug on it because I don't have one, I'm gonna see if I can press that little ball in there and just spray out some old beer. Let's see, it's probably gonna smell. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going any higher than that.
When they're lighter, you can usually carry it up higher, right?
Yeah. I don't really carry it up higher.
Okay, so we'll leave it like it is for today. Yo, so it is true that I don't drink plain water. In fact, I haven't drank plain water regularly for probably over 20 years. When I first started studying the work of Paul Chek, you know, I'm a Paul Chek student, or at least I had been in my early part of the career, and he taught me so much about water quality, where the water comes from, parts per million, and the mineral content that's required in the water that you drink. Fortunately today I have a well, so all my water comes straight from my aquifer, but prior to this, all of our water, my water, came from the municipal tap. And there's a number of things wrong with that. It's a bit more polluted, right, because a lot of it's recycled water, as well as the process by which the water makes itself to the pipe. There's a lot of not so good things that happen between it going from the water treatment plant to our mouth. So I first started using a reverse osmosis water machine when I was in the city. No longer use that because I'm in the country. But with the reverse osmosis water machine, it takes out everything, including the good stuff, which is the minerals that would be found in the water. It wouldn't be so bad if the food that we ate had the minerals in it, right? Because today with industrial farming practices, the soil is usually depleted of things like magnesium and phosphorus. And so as a result, we use pesticides because when the plants grow up out of denatured soil, they're weak, right? Just think about that. If the plants are weak because they're not getting the minerals that they need, so they're attacked by pests, how much more us as humans, if we're not getting the minerals we need from the food that we eat or the water that we drink, we become weak and then susceptible to all kinds of pests, if you will. So when I was using the reverse osmosis water machine, I would always add a bit of sea salt. That was a tip from Paul Chek. And he suggested Celtic sea salt, which today I still kind of use. Now, moving on, I've discovered through prolonged fasting and watching Cole Robinson, the Snake Diet Wizard, here on YouTube. You should check him out. I love that guy. He promotes drinking full spectrum minerals within your water, and he calls it snake juice. So you can check out Cole's snake juice formula just by Googling it or looking here on YouTube. But I have a modified version of it that I use. Mainly, I take out some of the ingredients that I just don't like, and I don't feel like it benefits much. And instead, I use 3 of the 4, which is salt, magnesium, and potassium. So this is actually Celtic sea salt. I had a little bit left. A lot of people say don't use Celtic sea salt or sea salt in general because coming from the sea, it's often polluted. So I'll switch between this and like pink Himalayan salt. And so here's the formula as I know it and how I use it and all I do every day when I drink water, H2O. I take this here. It's a 1/4 teaspoon little thing. And I just take a little 1/4 teaspoon. But now this is by the way, this is a liter. So for every liter, I put a 1/4 there. This is food grade Epsom salt, which is actually magnesium. And I put one of those in there. And I gotta tell you folks, this one here, game changer. Not only in terms of performance, right? But also in terms of taste. I don't know if you remember, like when I was in high school and college, I played football and Gatorade was big back then. And there was something about Gatorade that quenched the thirst. But at the same time, it also made me want more Gatorade. And I think it had to do with the sugar that's in there. What was quenching the thirst, I believe, it was the potassium content. I think they put potassium in Gatorade or some of the sports drinks. And when I started putting the potassium in my water, it was like drinking Gatorade without all the, dyes and sugars and shit like that. So it's like, this is like straight Gatorade if you will, right? Gatorade without the junk, and also probably much cheaper than drinking Gatorade. And here's another thing. I can drink this so much more easy than just hard water, just straight water. It rolls down my tongue because I salivate when I drink it, right? Because that's what salt does. In a way, salt. Whoa! Hang out! Come back! Look at that guy. He coming to say hi. He want to know about the snake juice. All right. So basically what I'm saying is that when I salivate by drinking water with the salt in it, I can chug it so much easier. It just rolls down my throat that much easier. And so even when I'm not fasting, even when I'm not training, just when I'm being a basic dude at home, I'm drinking snake juice, baby. See you later, dragon. Done.